Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, let me tell you something embarrassing. Last month, I walked up 2 flights of stairs carrying groceries, and I was genuinely winded at the top. I'm 38. 38! And I stood there thinking, okay, something has to change.
Right, and that moment you're describing, Emma, it actually has a clinical name now. Researchers call it a functional capacity warning sign. And the good news is, the new research coming out in 2026 is giving us remarkably clear guidance on exactly how little it takes to fix it.
How little. That is the phrase I needed to hear. Because whenever someone says strength training, my brain immediately pictures hours in a gym I don't have time for.
Exactly. And that's what makes this research so compelling. We're not talking about becoming an athlete. We're talking about the minimum effective dose for a longer, stronger life. That's what we're unpacking today.
So let's start at the beginning. When we say strength training for longevity, what are we actually talking about? Because I think a lot of listeners hear that and picture bodybuilders.
Right. Here's what I've learned. The scientific term is resistance training, and it simply means any movement where your muscles work against a force. That could be dumbbells, resistance bands, bodyweight squats, even carrying heavy groceries up those stairs.
Oh, good. So I was accidentally training last month.
Technically, yes. Now, the reason longevity researchers are so focused on this right now is a landmark study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine in early 2026. It was a meta-analysis of over 49 studies, led by Dr. Haruki Momo's research group, and it updated what we understand about the dose-response relationship between muscle strength and all-cause mortality.
Okay, translate that for me.
How much strength work you need to do before your risk of dying early starts dropping significantly. And the answer is genuinely surprising.
Okay, I need that answer right now.
2 sessions per week, roughly 60 minutes total across the week. That is the threshold where the mortality benefit becomes statistically significant, according to the updated meta-analysis.
Wait, 60 minutes a week, not per day?
Per week. And the curve flattens after that. More is not dramatically better once you hit that threshold. The biggest gains come from doing something versus nothing.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like I've heard this before with cardio, too. Is this actually different?
Brilliant point, Emma. It is different. And this is where the 2026 research breaks new ground. The cardio and strength benefits operate through separate biological pathways. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, who has been doing fascinating work on what she calls muscle-centric medicine, has been highlighting that muscle tissue itself functions as an endocrine organ. It releases signaling proteins called myokines.
Myokines, I love that word. What do they do?
They regulate inflammation, insulin sensitivity, cognitive function, and even mood. So, when you build and maintain muscle, you're not just getting stronger physically. You're essentially running better software across your whole system.
That is genuinely fascinating. And for our listeners who are in that sandwich generation, maybe 55, caring for aging parents while still raising kids, that inflammation piece is huge because chronic stress and inflammation go hand in hand.
Exactly. And this brings us to the longevity piece specifically. The research group at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging has been tracking what they call muscle quality versus just muscle mass. After 40, we lose roughly 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year if we do nothing. That process is called sarcopenia.
And sarcopenia is one of those words that sounds obscure until it becomes very personal. My dad is 67, and watching him struggle to get up from a low chair, that's sarcopenia. That's what it looks like in real life.
That's a really important observation. And the encouraging news is that the 2026 research confirms what earlier work by Dr. Stuart Phillips at McMaster University suggested, which is that the muscle you build through resistance training is remarkably responsive, even into your 70s and 80s.
So it is never too late. That's not just a motivational poster thing.
Not at all. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society showed meaningful strength gains in adults averaging 72 years old after just 8 weeks of twice-weekly resistance training. The biology genuinely supports starting at any age.
Okay, I love this. Now let's get practical. Because if you're a busy parent, or you're pre-retired and maybe nervous about injury, what does this 60 minutes a week actually look like?
Right, so the research points to a few key principles. First, compound movements. Exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once. Squats, hinges, presses, rows. These give you the most metabolic and functional return per minute.
And for someone who has never set foot in a gym, what does a hinge movement mean?
Think about picking something up off the floor with a straight back, bending at the hips. A deadlift is the formal version. But honestly, bending down to pick up a grandchild uses the same pattern.
Okay, that's a perfect image. Y'all, write that down. Functional movements are just movements from your actual life done with intention.
Precisely. And the second principle from the new research is progressive overload, meaning you gradually make the work a little harder over time. That doesn't require a gym. It could mean moving from a lighter resistance band to a heavier one, or going from a chair-assisted squat to a freestanding one.
I want to pause here and ask the listener question I know some people are thinking. What if I have joint issues? Bad knees, a dodgy shoulder, something like that? Because I know that holds a lot of people back.
This is where I want to be really clear. We are not in a position to give medical advice, and anyone with existing injuries should absolutely work with a physiotherapist or sports medicine professional before starting. What the research does say, though, is that for most people, supervised resistance training actually reduces joint pain over time by strengthening the supportive structures around the joint.
Which is almost counterintuitive, right? You think moving a sore knee more would make it worse.
Counterintuitive, yes, but well supported by research from groups like the Arthritis Foundation and multiple Cochrane Review analyses on osteoarthritis. Movement done correctly is often the medicine.
Here's where I'll push back a little, David. Because you keep saying done correctly, and that's doing a lot of work in that sentence. Access to coaching, to a good physiotherapist, that's not equally available to everyone.
That's a genuinely fair criticism, and I don't want to gloss over it. There is a privilege gap in access to quality fitness instruction. What I'd point people toward are free resources from credible organizations. The American College of Sports Medicine has free online guidance. The National Institute on Aging has a free exercise guide specifically for older adults called Go For Life. These are evidence-based and genuinely useful starting points.
That is such a good call out. And honestly, YouTube has some excellent trainers now with free content. Jeff Nippard does fantastic evidence-based breakdowns. Mind Pump Media covers a lot of this ground accessibly too.
Agreed. And if you're enjoying this kind of evidence-first breakdown, this would be a great moment to hit like and subscribe. We do this every week, and we really appreciate you being part of the Wellness Rhythm community.
We genuinely do. Okay, so I want to address the skeptic in the room, because I know someone listening is thinking, this all sounds great, but I've tried to build a gym habit before and it never stuck. What does the research say about adherence?
Right, this is crucial, and it's where I think the 2026 framing is actually really helpful. When people believe they need to do a lot to see benefits, the barrier feels impossible and they don't start. When you tell someone 2 sessions, 30 minutes each, the psychological barrier drops dramatically.
It's the good enough is actually good message, which I think wellness culture really struggles to say out loud.
It does, and there's a behavioral science angle here too. Research from BJ Fogg at Stanford on habit formation consistently shows that starting smaller than you think you need to is the key to long-term consistency. He calls it tiny habits, and it maps perfectly onto the minimum effective dose framework.
BJ Fogg is brilliant. His book is genuinely on my nightstand, which is saying something because that nightstand has seen a lot of abandoned wellness books.
And one more thing worth naming. The mental health benefits of resistance training are increasingly well documented. A 2023 umbrella review in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that resistance training significantly reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety across all age groups.
And for the sandwich generation listeners, I cannot overstate how relevant that is. When you're stretched between caring for aging parents and still raising your own kids, your mental load is enormous. Having something that is just for you, that also happens to literally improve your brain chemistry, that matters. So let's bring this all together. What's the one thing, David?
Right, here's what I've learned from all of this. The one takeaway is this: 2 sessions per week, roughly 30 minutes each, focusing on compound movements, is enough to meaningfully change your health trajectory. That's it. You don't need to optimize, you need to start.
And y'all, I want you to hear that as the permission it is. Not perfect, not every day, not Instagram worthy, just 2 times a week, moving your body against some resistance. That is a life-extending habit backed by real science.
Start with body weight if that's what you have. A squat, a hinge, a push, a pull. 4 movements. 2 days a week. The research is genuinely on your side.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who needs to hear that it doesn't have to be complicated. and hit the like and subscribe button. It truly helps us keep doing this work.
We'll be back next week. Until then, do the minimum. It's more than enough.
This show is part of the VoxCrea.AI system. If you want a show like this for your organization without building it yourself,
Go to VoxCrea.AI and request a sample episode.